From Kern Government Television, welcome to this week's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting. Originating from the County Administrative Center, located at 1115 Truxton Avenue in Bakersfield, California. Grounded in ideas, energy, and innovation, Kern County's vision is to be a driving force for the world's fifth largest economy. And our mission is to exceed expectations of the communities we serve, changing the way they feel about government, those who manage it, and the services it provides. Today's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting will convene momentarily.
Okay, meeting to adjourn. Good morning and welcome to the May 29 a.m. meeting of the Kern County Board of Supervisors. There are agendas in the back of the room for any of you wishing to follow along. Our first item this morning is a roll call. Madam Clerk.
Supervisor Peters. Supervisor Parlier.
Here.
Supervisor Flores.
Here.
Supervisor Couch.
Here.
Supervisor Perez.
Supervisor Peters just walked in.
Wonderful. Everyone's here.
Thank you. Present. Our next matter is a salute to the flag. This morning we have an incredibly special veteran to commemorate his life and service. Thank you so much for being here. For those of you who do not know, this is U.S. Air Force Sergeant Armando Solis. Armando was born in Bakersfield, attended Guadalupe School and East High, class of 1970, 2 years after my mom. Mr. Solis comes from a long line of military men and women, including his father, sister, and brother.
Yes.
What a family. He joined the Air Force in May of 1971, became a military working dog handler, and was stationed in Louisiana, Guam, Panama, Arkansas, and then Vandenberg Air Force Base in Lompoc. After service, he became a paramedic for Delano, Finn, and Hall Ambulance before becoming a CHP officer. My goodness. Mr. Solis is retired now, volunteers with Honor Flight as an outreach representative. Sir, thank you for your service. You handled dogs.
Yes, ma'am.
For what purpose?
Security police. It was basically just like the Sheriff's Department K-9. We patrolled the bases, patrolled our nuclear weapons storage, patrolled alert bombers and aircraft all over the country.
Right, absolutely glorious. God bless you. Thank you for your service.
Proud to serve, ma'am.
Thank you.
Please stand. Civilians, place your right hand over your heart. Veterans may render a hand salute. Ready? Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Two.
Thank you. Sir, you seem ready to command now. I mean, Couch, look at Couch stood up real fast.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Wow, that was awesome. Okay, speaking of dog handlers, we move now to our pet of the week. And Nick Cullen, our Animal Services Director, beloved Animal Services Director, will come out. I think you have Milo with you today.
Well, good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. That's correct. I have Milo. Milo's about a 3-month-old. We'll call him a large breed mix. He's going to be, he's happy now. Our county staff calms them down in the morning.
Oh my goodness. And what kind of mix? Do we know?
He's a shepherd mix. He's got a little bit of shepherd in him. He's a Bakersfield mix, as we call.
Bakersfield mix. I
But,
love it. No Chihuahua, though?
I don't think there's much Chihuahua in him, but he's about 3 months old. He's going to be a big dog, and we want to find him a home. He's available for adoption right now at the Kern County Animal Shelter.
He seems calm.
I think he fools you.
Oh my goodness, Milo. We can't wait to find a beautiful forever home. And we wish you the best of luck. You give him hell, Milo. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. We did meet last week in closed session, so at this time it would be appropriate for a report on actions taken in closed session. County Council, floor is yours.
Thank you. Good morning, Madam Chair, board members. Last week after the, or at the last, yeah, it was last week after the board meeting on May 13th, you met in closed session on item number 69. However, there is nothing to report from that closed session.
Thank you very much, Madam Council. We're going to move to our consent agenda. Consent matters are considered routine and non-controversial by county staff. But if you feel differently, this would be the time to let us know so that we can have an appropriate discussion on whatever item interests you. So again, agendas are in the back of the room, and consent matters begin on page 2, and they include items 3 through 7. On page 3, all items listed 8 through 16. On page 4, all items listed 17 through 24. On page 5, all items listed 25 through 31. On page 6, all items listed 32 through 39. On page 7, items 40 through 41. Are there any members of the public who would like to comment or ask a question about consent matters? If not, I'll return to the board. Thank you. Seeing none, I'll return to the board for comment action. Gentlemen.
Motion on consent.
I actually have a question, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Supervisor Peters, you're punched in. Forgive me. I see you now.
No problem. My question's about item number 23. It's a request to appropriate retained earnings in the amount of $1,056,000 in the Workers' Compensation Internal Service Fund. And when you look at the item, it says for a total of $2,112,000, which is double that amount. I don't understand exactly what that's about. I was hoping I could just get a little more context.
Thank you, Supervisor Peters. Excellent question.
Sorry, Supervisor Peters, I do have the letter with me, and I reviewed it again last night. And I'm sorry, where you see the 2 million?
Backup material.
I'm sorry.
I don't have it in front of me at the moment, but
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Let me get my glasses. There's this comp 2 million on the back of the letter.
It's the budget transfer.
Oh, I didn't print that. Sorry.
Supervisor Peters, through the chair, so you're looking at a total at the top of a budget transfer. So this is a document that goes through our financial system. So that totals actually both sides of a transaction that processes through the system. So the transaction on one side is the $1,056,000, and it's just subtotaling the other side of the transaction for the total of 2. But the transaction individually is the $1,056,000.
okay.
It just reflects on the paper. It totals up all the transactions, and there's a debit and a credit for the entry.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Supervisor Peters. Great eye there. Any other matters on consent? If not, we have a motion by Supervisor Couch.
Second.
Okay, and we have a second. Supervisor Flores, please cast your votes on the consent agenda.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Okay. You can see it's a little less crowded this morning in here. We actually do not have ceremonials this morning. That's unusual, but that is the case this morning. So we're going to move right to our public presentations portion, which is devoted to matters that are within the jurisdiction of the Kern County Board of Supervisors, but are not on today's specific agenda. And if you would like to speak to any of those matters that are not on today's agenda, but within our jurisdiction, now is your time. Please come down. We do ask you to please honor a 2-minute timer. We have it running here. I'll point to it if we get a little out of control. But nonetheless, I think you appreciate and understand. So thank you. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Good morning, Chair, Board of Supervisors. Appreciate the time. There are 32 states which have been given all their DMV records, all signatures, and all Social Security records to a registration center. It is called the Electronic Registration Information Center, or ERIC. Its purpose is to clean up voter rolls, but unfortunately it's a disaster, according to some experts. They believe that the states have given up all of their private information only to be manipulated before and during the elections. Now, why is this important for us? Well, because California is under a similar system. It too has given up the above information to other organizations. But this leaves us vulnerable to cheating and fraud. For example, in 2020 in California, there were 17,785,151 people who voted in the general November 3rd election. That's what the Secretary of State says in the website. And if you ask for a list for everyone who voted, it will only give you 17,070,000 who voted. So you're missing 750,151. In Kern County in the 2020 election, according to the Secretary of State, Kern had 309,000 people who voted, but if you download the voter rolls, you're missing 10,500 people. So in Kern County, we cannot identify the 10,500 voters, nor do we have the capacity to identify these voters. So we as concerned citizens are asking you, the Board of Supervisors, to please research this matter and respond to us. Get back with us, please. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Morning, Mr. Shin.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Good morning to the board members. I am Charles Shin. I'm a retired Marine, a concerned citizen. God bless America. Talking about current elections and issues of either trustworthiness or factual computing of components of the election. I have the memorandum I handed out last meeting, which is from the Secretary of State of the Office of Voting Systems Technology Assessment. And in this document is provided to make things more understandable and to problem solve. There's a component called defects, faults, failures, and other reporting errors. And the voting technology incidents, California Election Code, and California Code regulations and conditions of certification require jurisdictions to submit reports regarding any of the following. So the first category is notification of any voting system defect, fault, or failure within 30 days of discovery. That's covered by section 19210. And I'm thinking of the mapping issues that we had, where we had we had a District D voting in District C for Greenfield. Section 3, we have notification of any e-poll book breach, attempted breach, defect, failure, or fault. I think we had defect, failure, or fault at least. And that has to be reported within 24 hours of, per California regulations 20161. And that reminds me of the 19th of March, where nobody could vote in Kern County from 7 a.m. to about 12:35 in the afternoon, when mysteriously all the poll books corrected their precinct errors, and instantaneously everybody could then vote. But nothing's hooked up to the internet. Section 4, notification of any ballot card printing flaw within 24 hours. And that's section 13004, and that reminds me of the Taft situation, where folks in Taft could not vote, or actually they got their vote by mail ballots, and it instructed them they had to go to Tehachapi to vote, and then they had to have all their vote cards canceled and reissued new ballots. Thank you.
Mr. Shin, thank you.
We should have some report on that so we don't have the same problems.
Thank you, Mr. Shin. Good morning, Dennis.
Dennis McLean. Good morning, Madam Chair, Supervisors, and staff. Thank you for letting me speak. Last week, Mr. Shin presented your board with a document entitled State of California Office of Administrative Law. Section 19050.6 contains changes in requirements for valid registration, page 2 of 8. In the event the county clerk receives an affidavit of registration that does not include portions of the information for which space is provided, The county clerk or ROV shall apply the following rebuttable presumptions. A, if no middle name or initial is shown, it is assumed that none exist. If no occupation is shown, it shall be presumed that a person is unemployed. If no party affiliation is shown, it shall be assumed that the registrant has declined to state a party affiliation. D, if the year of birth is omitted, it shall be presumed that the year of birth was 18 or older prior to the date of the next election. E, if no prior registration is shown, it shall be presumed that the person is not registered to vote in California. F, if the date of execution is omitted, but 1, the affidavit is received in the office of the county clerk on or before the 29th day prior to the election, or 2, the registration affidavit is postmarked on or before the 29th day prior to the election. With these election registration changes, our county will have more incomplete voter rolls. We find these changes to our voter registration process unacceptable and urge your board to oppose the state to control our local voter rolls. This requirement will allow more fraud in our voting process. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair Perez and the rest of the board. My name is Roseanne Jones, Roseannjones. I spoke to the board back on August 20th, 24, regarding the county's proposal to the SEIU, specifically the administrative coordinator classification. Recap: on December 14th, 2021, the administrative coordinator classification was part of the MOU agreement, Article 5 compensation. On July 19th, 2024, the county proposed an 8.5% increase to the administrative coordinator classification. However, that proposal increase has been lumped together with the other classification salary increases and COLA agreement. I do not agree with this. I believe the administrative coordinator classification increases should be considered separately on their own. This raise is seriously overdue, and all the other classifications from December 21 have already received their raises and will receive another one when the new agreement is approved. I have included the other classifications from December 21 agreement and the dates when they received their raises. While the union and the county are still in current negotiations, all the administrative coordinators are losing money because their proposed raise is being tied to the new agreement. Since the administrative coordinator's raise was not implemented back in July of 24, I personally have lost a total of $6,488.79. And in this economy, you understand this is a significant amount. Therefore, I ask again that you consider the administrative coordinator raises to be separated from the new agreement and move forward with the raise we have patiently been waiting for. Thank you. And I also do have the backup of them. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Jones. Who's next? Members of the public? Now's the time. Good morning, Janine, and welcome.
Good morning, Board. Janine Adams, Tehachapi, concerned citizen. God bless America and Kern County and every one of you members on the board.
Thank you.
I'm here to say thank you to this board because I think that you are behind a telephone survey that I received last Tuesday. I mean, they didn't really identify who they were, so I assumed that this board, asked for this survey to be taken, of just randomly citizens, and I just happened to be one of those citizens. And it started out with, is Kern County going in the right direction? Yes or no? Well, I said no. But this information, I think, is pivotal for this particular body to see what's going on in the minds of your constituents. So I'm hopeful that you guys were the ones that initiated it. I don't really know. I mean, it could have been Dolores Huerta Foundation. I don't know who did the survey. I'm just saying that I took the survey, and I hope to see the results of the survey. Mr. Peters has a smile on his face, and maybe he's the one that did the survey. I don't know. I don't think it was your voice, the person that was on the phone, though. Clearly, the grand jury report that was mentioned at the last meeting, I think last Tuesday, about what's going on in Child Protective Services clearly indicates that the county is going in the wrong direction. That was not a question on the survey. A lot of the questions didn't really ask what I felt were pertinent kind of questions. They were leading questions. They did not talk about, do we feel that this board is supporting workers, that this board is supporting Medicaid, their constituents that are on Medicaid. If you did not do this survey, I think you should get a copy of it when it's completed. Thank you.
Thanks, Janine. I'm 100% unaware of the county doing any polling.
I don't think it's us.
So I don't think it's us. It sounds to me like a private political actor leading questions, the whole nine. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I am. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Come on down, sir. And if the county engaged in an expense like that, that would have to be in a report. It would have to be public, because that's taxpayer dollars. You know, like we may have considered such things during Measure K or other times when the body itself is, you know,
Madam Chair,
going to the public for that.
I can add some.
That would be so
light onto
helpful.
that.
Sir, if you would just wait one moment. I'm so sorry, sir. Please.
So, Madam Chair, so this survey, there's actually a phasing out of it. It's a survey related to Measure K and our strategic plan. So
Okay.
we're updating that information.
Got it.
It's finding out what the priorities are for the community to help drive some of the priorities around budget and Measure K and those types of things. It's actually started last week with phone surveys, and then it'll be put on our website as well. So that'll be pushed out to all of the folks by email that typically get our notices for agendas and those types of things. So, we hope that as many people as possible participate in that.
Wonderful. Well, Janine, you're teaching me things all the time. What a facilitator for knowledge and enlightenment. My pleasure. Well, I owe you. Thank you, Nancy. Sir, my apologies. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Mike Guillen. I'm from Mojave. I'm here today to expose the dangerous abuse of power happening right here in Kern County. First, in 2023, I was arrested multiple times under fabricated warrants. Even while Kern County stated that this was a civil matter, I was actively in civil litigation through unlawful detainer processes. Cases were dismissed in furtherance of justice, proving the arrests were unjust and unlawful. Despite the court's ruling, the county recently issued another fabricated warrant confirming the same unlawful patterns in targeting me and misusing court as a weapon. These warrants didn't just violate my rights, they misused the names and authority of judges without the judge's consent. And I brought this directly to the attention of County Counsel Margot Razon's office, the very office whose names appear on these warrants. Despite knowing the truth, there's been no response. So today I ask, will Ms. Razon's office and this board acknowledge that these judges have the rights to know their authority has been misused, or will this county continue to conspire in silence while the integrity of the courts is violated? Every resident in Kern County should know and question the legality of the actions taken against them, because if this happened to me, this can happen to anyone. If I hadn't stood my ground, it wouldn't be standing here. Kern County tried to bury me in a prison cell for asserting my rights, but I'm still here, and I'm demanding accountability right here, right now. Sorry, this is hard.
It's okay, Mr.
And since I brought this forward, this truth, using your own official records, this is no reason why we should be displaced. There is no reason why we should be labeled as homeless when we hold the proof in our hands of this misconduct and that put us here. At this time, we plead for help. We need this to be investigated, and we've been on the streets for 3 years asserting our rights, and all we've been is arrested and sent to homeless shelters when we do have valid rental agreements, you know. So
Okay.
we just plead for help.
Counsel, can you give some advice, please, on how to proceed? It sounds like these are some code compliance issues, letters from the county regarding encampments. Is that correct?
Supervisor Perez, partly there are those issues. There's also been some other issues. When my office has been contacted, we have worked with a number of different county departments, code compliance, Department of Human Services, a few other departments in trying to assist and explain the various areas of the law. There's some, I don't want to expand too much because there's the threat of litigation, and I don't want to go into that.
Okay,
But
what do
the
you
county
recommend we
is-
do?
There's a warranty of habitability. And at the
Okay.
time, this is the only thing that we're asking right now.
Okay, sir. It's just new. It's not an item we normally
Right.
deal with, so I'm just trying to figure out what's the best way to get the ball rolling from here. You've done your part, and I appreciate you. Thank you. You've done excellent in stating your case and letting us know what your concerns are. Now, because it's new, you know, we have to sift through and figure out what makes sense for the next step.
I will again reach out to code compliance and our claims manager and see
Can
if
somebody meet
there's
with this
any
gentleman?
update. Certainly.
Chair?
Yeah.
Supervisor Parlier.
Since this is my area, sir, how about I just have my chief of staff follow up with you? We can communicate through the county counsel's office, and if we're able to help you, we'll try and do that, depending on, you know, pending litigation and other things. But we'll follow up with you later. Does that sound okay?
Do you have his contact information?
I'm sure everybody does.
Yeah, the county
Okay.
council, you
We
have
do.
the,
I'm certain we do if nothing has changed. Do you
have a
have
phone,
a phone
sir?
number
Do you
that
have
we
a
could
phone?
write down?
It's 7.
Don't say it on the record. If you could walk over here to the CAO's office, or CAO, excuse me, give her the number. Chris, thank you for your intervening there. That is so helpful. Mr. Guillen, thank you for your patience. Mr. Parlier his office is going to reach out to you, and they're going to do what they can within the law, but they're going to reach out and see where things are and get you some answers, okay? Okay, sir.
Anything that's within the law, whatever rights we have, that's all we're asking for.
Okay, sir. Thank you, Chris. Okay, any other members of the public like to come forward and have a discussion or provide your input? Hello and good morning. Welcome.
Hey there. Morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. My name is Randall Cates. I work in the Kern County Planning and Natural Resources Department. I was also here last week. However, I'm on vacation again today. I'm speaking as a private citizen. As you may be aware, this week is National Public Works Week. So I just wanted to acknowledge the Kern County Public Works Department. That's a department I work with, as long as others in my department. We work very closely with them in the land development process. The Public Works Department is critical in that process, in part by issuing building permits and inspecting construction to make sure it complies with the building code. As your board may be aware, my department, your board is aware, facilitates large development projects. Many of them go before your board, others go before the Planning Commission. 2 projects, which just for the benefit of the general public, 2 projects in progress right now. Airport Commerce Center industrial project, over 1.5 million square feet of warehouse space. For comparison, that's about 20 times the size of this building that we're in right now. Another one, Button Bush Solar Project, 12,000 acres. That's over 7,500 times the size of this building. So clearly there's no shortage of projects here in Kern County that have a meaningful impact on the county. Right. And part of that process is retention of land use planners in the department. That's critical to the process, keeping projects of this complexity moving forward in a timely manner. So last week I presented some information on planners in my department who have transferred out to the City of Bakersfield Planning Department. And then at some point next month, I'm planning to come back to this podium just to present some specific information for your board's consideration. Some actual comparisons between city and county with what I believe are wage discrepancies. I'll confirm that. Between the two departments, the intended purpose of this information is to help do what we can to kind of reduce turnover in the Planning and Natural Resources Department. So hope that will be of assistance.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for everything you do in planning. We have the best department in the state.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other members of the public? Okay, we're going to close down the public presentations portion and move to board member announcements and reports. Colleagues, I don't see anybody. Supervisor Parlier and then Supervisor Peters.
Madam Chair, this morning I had the privilege to do the pancake breakfast at Public Works. Got the lovely serving apron here this morning too. Got to serve our employees. It was a real privilege. As we all know, 10 years for Public Works as a department. And again, it was just an honor to be there with our employees. Thank you.
Supervisor. Supervisor Peters.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to make a referral to staff to look into a case management system for constituent services. I've seen some that have been used by some other offices, and I think that's something that we really need here at the county. I think it would help streamline services across departments. It would increase transparency and just make sure that we're being as efficient as possible. I know that there are some constituent management services out there that have things like legislation tracking, so there might be some opportunities to consolidate some functions in that and save some money there as well. So I just wanted to make that referral. If we could get some ideas of what's out there and what would work best for our offices and what those costs would look like.
I believe we need a motion on that, but Supervisor Flores, did you want to talk on that issue?
Yeah, I want to thank my colleague, Supervisor Peters, for making that referral. I'm happy to second that. And I think with a county this size, with the population, with the volume of cases, I know we have My Kern app, and I just got some reports courtesy of Stacy Kuwahara and Aaron Briscoe, which were very helpful. And that's a starting point, and that serves a different function. But I think what Supervisor Peters is talking is a comprehensive constituent management software, which there are many. Senate uses it, the Assembly uses it, and Congress uses it. So I welcome that. I think it would help us better serve the public, and I'm looking forward to that coming back before the board.
Thank you. So Supervisor Peters, I assume you're okay with the motion?
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. So your referral as a motion to CAO, we have a second by Supervisor Flores. I'm really excited about this, and I thought it was underway, so I'll just wait for the update, I suppose. Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes.
Is it working? Oh. Thank you. The motion is approved. All ayes.
Okay. Any other board member announcements or reports? Okay, seems like this is the end of our AM agenda. It was a light agenda. You're welcome. We will adjourn to closed session and return at 2 p.m. Motion from Supervisor Jeff Flores.
Motion.
We are adjourned.